just not that hard. I can't even say it. Like, it's really not that hard if you're really serious about it. So let's talk about how I was able to save over $20,000, closer to 25K. I did this over the course of a year, or I think, like, give or take some months. I know, like, starting March or April 2019 and then all the way to around like January, February, March 2020 of this year, I wasn't even trying to save X amount in X amount of time. I just knew that I was like trying to save money. I just knew that I was trying to save money, and I was, you know, just gonna do it. Looking back, I definitely wish that I had all this advice that I'm about to detail, and I wish that I would have given myself, you know, an X amount and a certain amount of months. One of the things I think is important is to have a goal, so that way you know what you're reaching for. The first few months of the time that I was able to save this money, I wasn't on minimum wage. I was like just above minimum wage, and I was working at a coffee shop, Starbucks. I was working at Starbucks and Shake Shack, and then I was also doing catering events like on the side in between shifts. The second half, or maybe like the second, it wasn't even a full half, just like at the latter end, I was working at a law firm, so I definitely had a raise. So I definitely had a significant raise. However, I firmly believe that I could have still gotten to maybe not 25K, but around 18, 20K if I was still working the average income jobs. I feel that anyone can apply this to any goal they have, whether it's $500, $5,000, $1,000, or 45K. Definitely, this is the game plan. So I already did 25K, and now my goal for this next year is to do more than that. I'm not going to say the number just because it's between me and my game, but it's definitely more than that, a significant amount, and I'm going to apply the exact same techniques. Let's get started. The first thing that you need to do when saving money, this is like the first thing, and you are not going to get anywhere unless you do this. It's to acknowledge and address. So a lot of people are like, oh, I need to save money this month, or oh, I want to get a new car, or oh, I want to save up for a down payment on my home. But you can say that all you want. You can talk all you want. It's about the time that you wake up and you sit down with yourself and you decide to take action. You decide that I'm going to save money. I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to sit down with myself, see what I can do, make a game plan. Just own it. Own that you're saving money. Don't be ashamed of it. You know, you're doing this for yourself, or you're doing this for your family, you're doing this for your partner, you're doing this for a significant reason. So addressing that you want to save money, and not just like thinking about it and talking about it, and acknowledging it. There's a difference to me. You need to address that it's a thing, and then acknowledge it and actually put your mind to it, and, you know, make a game plan, which goes into number 2. So you address and you acknowledge, you're ready to get started, you're ready to get in the game, okay? You have decided that you're going to put effort into this new thing, okay? You address it, acknowledge it, and now it's time to get in the game. However, you still need to do one more thing, and this is honestly the key. If you don't, like, you don't have to do much of anything else except for this thing, and that is mindset change. So there's really not much for me to say about this. It's up to every individual person and what they feel that their barriers that they create in their mind are, and, you know, case by case basis. For me, I know that I was like, oh, I only work a minimum wage, a little bit above minimum wage at a restaurant. Like, how am I going to save money? That's unrealistic. I need to be making, you know, a certain amount to save money. That was one of my struggles, and there was several others that kind of can fall into that category, and they're just different categories. So I just recommend sitting down with yourself and saying, like, what do I feel is stopping me from saving money? Don't put a number behind it. Don't put like, what's stopping me from saving $500 a month? Don't do that yet. That's a part of it, but that's later on. Don't do that yet. Just say, what's stopping me from saving money in general? A lot of people, it's eating out too much. A lot other people, it's, oh, like, I don't need to worry about that yet, I'm so young, or like, I'm fine, you know, I'll get a job after graduation, or stuff like that. Another common one is, you know, I'm comfortable where I am now, I don't really need to like stress about that. So again, case by case, sit down with yourself, get comfortable with it, own your stuff. I don't know if this is an actual saying, but there's something that I like for like leaders and managers and stuff. It's, don't come to me with the problem, come to me with the solution. You need to be able to do that with yourself. So figure it out and make it make sense, make it work. So the third thing, okay, you've acknowledged, you've addressed, you're ready, you've talked to yourself, you see what your problems are, okay, cool, you found the solutions. Now it's time to take action. And this is going to take sacrifice. Like SpongeBob, when that one episode when he's like, imagination. This is sacrifice. Sacrifice is the name of the game. Sacrifice with the S has a $sign on it, okay? Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. This is not, if you're serious about it, it's not something to like do part-time, do half-ass, anything like that. You need to get your head in the game. You need to be willing to sacrifice. You need to be willing to eat really cheap food. You need to be willing to maybe not eat all the time. You need to be willing to work your butt off. You need to be willing to be realistic with yourself, with everyone around you. You need to be willing to walk so you don't have to pay for public transportation. You need to be willing to not have recreation time, have leisure time. You need to be willing to not really see friends anymore, maybe not see family as much. You need to find out what you're comfortable sacrificing and take it one step further than what you think you're comfortable with. Get out of your comfort zone and sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. Because let me tell you, I literally, and I can say this on my family's behalf too, we like don't remember the time that I wasn't able to like to go on certain family events and do fun things, or even hang out with friends, or have time for myself. I don't think about that at all. You know what I think about now that I have all this money in the bank and I was able to invest it in other places? Wow, I think about all the nice stuff that I have and how I'm able to live comfortably now, because back then I had to sacrifice, and I don't even think twice about it, okay? Like, in the moment it's gonna suck, and it's in the beginning it's gonna be like, what is this? Like, this is not what I'm used to. But I promise you, your future self will thank you so much. During the first half of this time when I was like grinding and I had tunnel vision and I was just literally like, I'm doing this, I'm saving so much, as much money, every penny that I can. I was waking up at 4 a.m. to be at the coffee shop by 4:30, 4:45, something like that. I would work there until like 10:30, 11 a.m. I would have like a half-hour break in between, and then I would go to my other restaurant job and I would work from whatever, like 11:30, 12 until 8, 9, 10, 11 at night, because I was always like saying, hey, can I stay after? Another sacrifice. Hey, can I stay after? Hey, can I pick up your hours? Hey, like, I saw you work Saturday, do you want it off? I'll cover for you. Yeah, I'll open, don't even worry about it. Like, no, like, you don't have to cover for me again. I want like twice the amount of shifts. Side note, besides all this, like an actual practical thing, which all of these are practical, an actual like tactile thing, you need to have a separate bank account from your regular everyday checkings and savings. So I would always throw in my regular checkings only the amount that I knew that I needed to survive off of for that month. For example, let's just say like $2,000. I would only let $2,000 sit in my account every month, so I couldn't spend any more. And I would throw everything else in this savings account that I had on the other side, that if I wanted to get money out of the account, I would have to go online, log in, do security questions, pull them, make the transfer, wait like 1 or 2 days for the transfer, or call them and do it all over the phone. And that's just so much work. Nobody's gonna actually do that. So I would only leave whatever it be, like $500, $1,000, $2,000 I needed that month to survive on my actual debit card, so I could only spend the allotted money I gave for myself. So definitely make a separate account, just so all that money that you're saving, out of sight, out of mind. And just let me tell you, that money is slowly gonna stack up, and you're just like, oh, okay. Once it gets to like $1,000, leave it there. Don't let it drop under 1,000, like, no matter what, okay? And then once it gets to 2,000, leave it there. Don't let it go under 2,000, 3,000, etc., and slowly build. It could be like, so my last 3 are concerning actual bills. To this day, I still use coupons. Even if I'm going to Jack in the Box, I will use a coupon. Like, it's honestly like not an excuse to not use a coupon in this day and age. You can search the internet for a coupon for pretty much anything, whether it's 10%, $1, or 50%. You can just search the internet, scour the internet, look things up, you know, like, you actually care about this, you actually want to save money. And the times that maybe I wasn't working and I didn't want to spend groceries for like chicken breasts or other inexpensive things like that, I would just eat potatoes. I still do this today, like even today, and I'm not in a savings mode right now. I would just get a sack of potatoes. They're super cheap. You get so many. You can do it so many ways. You can do hash browns, baked, like fried. What I usually do is I just chop them up and put them in the oven, salt, pepper, roast them. So some days I don't have money, I don't have food in the fridge. What am I eating for dinner? 3 potatoes and calling it a day. Like, Not a big potato, by the way, little baby ones. That's food, okay? Toiletries and stuff like that, it's next. Dollar Tree, 99-cent store. Walmart, not even Walmart. Walmart's expensive. Even now I get $1 shampoo Suave from Dollar Tree. You can get Doves at Dollar Tree. You can get things that you wouldn't really consider at Dollar Tree. So every Dollar Tree varies, I'm not gonna lie. However, most of the time it's really not that big of a deal. Swallow your pride, walk in Dollar Tree, get your stuff and leave. Not a big deal. The last thing, clothing. Just gonna have to get used to wearing the same thing every single day. That summer I had like 2 nicer shirts and then 3 like average shirts. Same pair of jeans, like not the same shoes fortunately, but you know, not that big of a deal. And if people question you about it, which nobody's gonna question you about wearing the same shirt, like you wash clothes and you wear the same thing, not that big of a deal. Just get used to it. So what I do with my fixed expenses at the beginning of the month is I say, okay, they should say everything's $100. So my rent is $100, my car payment is $100, my insurance is $100, etc., etc. Let's say it totals to $1,000. So I need $1,000 to live. Let me add 50 more bucks for some leeway there, $1,500 to the month. Okay, that's when I go back to my regular checking and savings account. I only leave $1,500 in there. Everything else, savings, savings, savings. And then I allot exactly for what it's gonna be. The only leeway I have for in my budget is like food out, which I don't have like an, you know, like an intended time or place I'm gonna spend it, but I have like an intended amount. Like say that's 20 bucks of it. I can only spend 20 bucks of it. That's it. That's all. But everything else you can like pretty much allot for and set like the days of your bills for. And then you can allot for groceries, you can allot for clothing. Nails is another one of the categories that I like leave like a plus or minus amount, like between $75 and $100 a month, stuff like that. So that's how I did it. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It's a lot of stuff up here and a lot of math. And whether, like I said, whether you're saving 50 bucks, 100 bucks, whatever your goal is, you can do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, and don't think that you can't do it, because I did not even ever think in like a long time I was gonna be able to save $25,000, let alone have it to like under my name, until I was like much older. Like I said, I did this when I was 18 turning 19. So the little 18-year-old working a little hamburger stand, working at the Starbucks in the morning, and then just own it. If you really want it, you're gonna do it. Like, get up and take action. That's the thing. That's my going away message for you. Take action today. Stop watching YouTube videos. Stop asking other people for advice. Just do it. Sit down and take action today. Okay? That's my video. Thanks for watching. I'll have my Instagram down below, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.